Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Touch Gloves Boxing. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly Tre when you're ready. Hello.
Yo, what you saying, cuz man? What you saying?
I'm good, Can't complain. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm pissed, man. We obviously lost to Man City. Smacked, got smacked up by Man City. But look, man. Obviously, I'm still blessed, man, because I've got boxing to speak about, man. So Man United don't need to talk about them. We can talk about them another day. We've got some boxing news to talk about, cuz. Before we get into the boxing, though. How's your weekend been, though, man? How's your weekend been?
It's been good. It's been great. Can't complain. Just been chilling with the family and that. So, yeah, it's been tremendous. And yours? Apart from
Yeah,
United?
you know what? It's been tremendous as well, man. Obviously, had a nice day with my niece. At athletics, man. So she's obviously doing some work with some athletics clubs, which is obviously based in West Ham Stadium, man. So we obviously got a good experience there, man. But other than that, cuz we're going for the big one, of course.
Mm.
Cuz everyone's been excited. We've waited for this news for the longest. Obviously, it
Mm.
got confirmed last week on the pod, but
Mm.
now we can really break it down because we've seen the press conference. Cuz,
Mm.
what you saying about Fury and White, man? After the press conference, cuz, what you
Mm.
saying? Though, what you
It's up.
saying?
I'm gassed up. I'm excited. I can't wait. On the 23rd of April, listen, I cannot wait. Like I said, I'm sitting on the fence on this one. I can't pick a winner. Obviously, I'm backing the South London man, Body Snatcher.
Of
But
course.
it's going to be a dangerous fight for both opponents. And I just can't wait.
No, you're 100% right, cuz man. At the end of the day, you know, just going by social media, a lot of people have obviously got Fury to win. But look, for me, Dylan White, man, he's got every chance of causing an upset. And if anyone can do it, the can man, Dylan White can do it. And in my opinion, I reckon he can cause an upset. He can cause a bit of a stir in the heavyweight division because the heavyweight division, we obviously spoke about it in previous pods, it's a heavyweight madness right now, man. So let's say Dylan wins it, he's got potential showdown with AJ because, big up Usyk. Obviously, he's doing some tremendous work with Ukraine. And look, I'm someone that backs no war. Hopefully, we can find peace and, we can see Usyk at his best in the ring. But hypothetically, you know, business still runs and it could be a potential situation where AJ and Dylan, if Dylan was to win, that fight could happen, a rematch, or we could see Fury, AJ.
Mm.
Regardless,
Mm.
we could
Yeah.
see two potential massive, mega British fights, Cosman. So I just generally just wanted to get your thoughts about what we could potentially have, man.
Well, it could work out either way. Like Fury is saying this is his last fight. Uh, I personally don't believe that. I think, if the money's right and if he gets past Dylan and AJ's there, then why not make it happen? Because technically, Fury has won all of the belts, even though he's not undisputed, but he has won all of the belts and he's never lost a fight. Whereas AJ, obviously, he needs an opponent, so I think he might potentially be fighting someone in May. Not too sure just yet, but
Okay.
or we could see if Dylan beats Fury, we could see Dylan beats AJ again, rematch
Yeah,
this time for
yeah.
the WBC belt. So that should be interesting. But listen, it's a madness in the division. Like I said, there's a long queue in the heavyweight division. Parker wants his shot. Joe Joyce wants his shot. Triple D wants his shot eventually. Who else? Hopefully, if Baby Miller comes back, he gets a title shot. Or, if anything, AJ can potentially fight Baby Miller now. If he's off his ban, by the way. I'm not too sure. But yeah,
Ooh. Yeah, because they got a little personal situation between both of
Indeed.
them, innit, man? Obviously,
Yes.
the last time you saw what happened in the last press conference between
Mm,
Big Baby and AJ, there was a lot of like animosity between both men. Obviously, Miller
mm,
has no respect for AJ, and you can imagine why he doesn't even have respect for AJ after what happened in the States when he fought obviously Ruiz. But obviously he ended up, bouncing back like a real champion, and he got his belts back in Dubai. But in the States, he still needs that big fight, man. So look, potentially, I wouldn't mind to see that, before he gets in a ring with, maybe Usyk if everything does die down, or the belts, we're not gonna know what the situation is, man. But I hope, like, just for boxing's sake and just for the world's sake, just put boxing aside here. Just for the sake of the world, I hope Ukraine, find peace and the world finds peace, so we can then, see Usyk do what he does best, and the rest of the fighters as well, like Lomachenko, and
mm.
I just want to see peace in Ukraine, man. Just so big up, man. So hopefully we see something happening very soon, of course, man.
Well, I mean, just break it down with Fury and White. What's your thoughts on Dylan not attending the press conference?
You know what, Dylan? At the end of the day, a lot of people are gonna say it's strategy. A lot of people are gonna say, Dylan should have attended, because it's a big fight, needs to promote it, etc. But at the end of the day, we don't know what's happening in the back end. We don't know what negotiations and what's been said, etc. Man, at the end of the day, Dylan like has been waiting over 1,000 days. I don't even know the exact amount of days, but regardless, he's getting mugged off for the sort of the piece that he's getting. Yes, you can argue that he's getting so much more than what he normally gets, but at the end of the day, if you want to break it down, he's getting 20% out of the pie
Mm,
essentially, and
mm,
I think he promotes this fight as much as Fury does at the end of the day. Yes, we know Fury obviously put on a show in the press conference. He can promote fights by himself, but we know if Dylan was there, the energy between both guys, we're gonna see some excitement. We're gonna see some energy. We're gonna see back and
mm,
forth. We're gonna
mm,
see a
mm.
proper WWE esque face off between both men, man. Like, this is a big fight. This is Britain's biggest fight since Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. And look how long it's been.
It's been a
We've not
while.
seen a great heavyweight contest since Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. Like,
Mm,
cuz that's crazy. That is
mm,
crazy,
mm.
man.
No, it is. I'm not gonna lie. I found it funny though. Him not attending the press conference. That made me laugh because it was just. I know Frank Ward. He was awkward. He felt
Oh,
awkward
who's
because.
pissed? Who's pissed?
I mean,
Look, we could say this, man. Who's pissed? Like, because there's been so much animosity between both guys, you
listen,
just know that Frank
listen,
Warren was just
listen.
pissed that Dylan wasn't there,
Do
man.
you remember when Dylan lost to Povetkin and
Oh,
Frank was laughing
oh,
and Frank was singing? You know what I'm
trust me,
saying?
trust
And
me.
now look.
Now, yeah, this is probably Dylan White's way of just saying F
Yeah,
you. Like, obviously the fight's on. I'm still getting my
yeah.
title shot. I'm still going
And
to
paid.
Wembley. I'm still getting paid. Like,
Mm-mm.
so I don't need to come up to a press conference.
Yeah,
F you. And look,
yeah,
big up Dylan, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, he's shown that he doesn't need to be there, but tickets
yeah,
are still being
yeah,
sold. Like, we're
yeah.
still
Tickets were
gonna
sold.
watch the fight, cuz we're still watching it. We're
No,
still
it's
watching
big. It's big.
fight. It's
Listen,
massive.
Wembley Arena. I mean, look, even
Yeah, man.
AJ and Derek Chisora, they said like, they're gonna attend. Obviously
Trust
he's
me.
back in, Dylan, but they're gonna attend, and I like all this, man. I like that, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to break it down. Okay, the night of the event,
Mm.
how do you see it going? I know Fury's saying this ain't going past 6 round. He wants to
Yeah.
knock out Dylan. He wants to put on the weight to knock out Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan has said before, he said, look, Fury is an excellent fighter. Yeah, you can't box Fury. The only thing you can do is break him down by, the body shots, break him down, then catch him.
Yeah.
But Fury, remember, slip, slash, slip, he moves like a cruiserweight. So
Yeah.
we don't know what to expect. But Dylan has made it clear, bruv, when that left hook lands, It will
Lights out.
land. Do you know what I mean?
Lights out,
But
man.
at the same time, yeah, Fury, he's a warrior. So
He's a
listen,
warrior.
like
That's
I'm
it.
saying,
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the fence. I don't know. It can go either way. Listen, it could even go on points. I mean, so not points. It can go to 12 round and it could be a draw. If it's a draw, would they run it back?
They would have to, cause they would have to
It
run it
it
back.
because I understand. Frank said there's no rematch clause, right? So let's just
Ooh,
say if Dylan was to beat Fury, would Dylan rematch Fury if the fight
no,
was that close?
hell no. That
No.
cause I'm not rematching. That no.
Mm,
I'm saying, mate, like if I was in Dylan's position, and obviously I won a close fight between me and Fury, I'm saying no.
mm,
I go to undisputed, baby. Like it's no
mm,
harsh lines. It's
mm,
semi-finals at the end of the day, cuz. Remember you said it last week, cuz. It's a semi-finals. No
Semi-finals, yeah.
rematch clause. Like it's like you're looking at the Champions League semi-finals between two great teams. If
Mm,
one
mm,
team goes through just 1-0, they're not gonna
mm,
try running back because it was close. It's done.
mm, mm,
Finals, next stage. So whoever wins the fight, it's the next ticket is the undisputed bout, man, and it should happen this year. Cause like you said it, and I
yeah.
believe it should happen this year. After this
Mm.
fight, after we've seen obviously, a few things happen. Hopefully, we can crown one champion, one face, one name of the division, man, and let's see what happens, man.
One champion, one face, one name. That could have been Deontay Wilder, bro,
It could have
back in
been, man. It could
2018.
have been. It could have been. It could have been. But look, negotiations. It wasn't the situation, man. But
Mm, mm,
at the end of the day, we
mm,
should have an undisputed fighter at the end of the year. Hopefully, and it's a lot closer. Remember last year, we wasn't too sure if it was gonna happen, man. Now
mm.
it's tangible. That we can see
But
this happen.
funny you say that it's tangible, yeah. But obviously, I know there's a lot going on in the world at the moment. But
Yeah.
if the boxing controller got involved and said, "Look, if Usyk can't box, they'll strip him from the belts." If they were to strip him from the belts, would it be AJ fighting someone for all of the belts, or would the belts go, to anyone?
Ooh, that's such a good
Do you know what I
question,
mean?
cause
Because
man,
it's just like
yeah, yeah,
I mean, we actually don't know if we're actually going to see undisputed. It can stretch for another 2 years. I don't know because obviously
you're right.
with what's going on, I don't know how long. I mean, look, obviously it's sad what's going on, yeah, but the reality is, with businesses, yeah, they still want the show to go on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like how I see it. They could, if AJ doesn't want to fight, they can delay it till September, and then they can have a rematch September, so after a year. Or, but then again, let's just say AJ has his fight and loses. What does he still get a shot, or is that it? I don't know how it works.
Ooh,
He should be fighting an interim challenger, so I'm not too sure how that works.
ooh. So you're saying if AJ loses, what the next fight?
No, I'm saying like, so obviously he's gonna fight somebody else because he can't fight Usyk. He wants to be
Yeah,
active. But my
yeah,
question is, if this opponent he fights, let's just say I don't know, it's Bob, and
yeah.
Bob beats him, also, do you know what I mean? What like
It's
does he
done.
still guess?
No, it's done, cuz.
Are you sure?
Cuz it's done. Cuz like it's the boxing world, man. Like for me
Mm,
personally, like every time you get in the ring and you're mandatory for a
mm,
title,
mm,
and you fight a tune-up fighter or someone
mm,
that's not, let's say, in the top 10 or
mm,
possibly someone that's a prospect challenging for a title, and you
mm,
fight someone that's not in that position, if they
mm.
win, they should jump the queue. Like, it's just part of the game. It's business at the end of the
So
day, man.
well, so who's he gonna fight? Because I mean, I know he can't fight Daniel Dubois because he's tied in with Trevor Bryan.
Yeah.
Joe Joyce possibly. What's his face? The boogeyman. I forgot his name now. The
Who?
boogeyman from America. The one who beat Charles Martin. King
Oh,
Kong.
oh, King Kong.
Yeah,
Luis Ortiz.
Luis Ortiz. But if I'm honest with you, the fight that I would like to see AJ fight next will probably be Jerome Miller. It just makes sense. And if they
Perfect.
can run it in America, then do it.
Perfect.
It'll
Perfect.
be a
Look,
perfect fight.
Eddie Hearn, if you're listening right now, Matchroom, The Zone, whoever's responsible, 258, Jarrell Miller, Big Baby Miller, that should happen in the States. Run it back for AJ so he's got a chance to, get redemption in the States, man. Because I just feel that like we love AJ, like he's a top boxer, he's an elite boxer, but in the States, I feel that his name is not on a certain pedestal because of what happened against Ruiz. Yes, he
Mm.
obviously won the rematch, but in the States, man, he needs another fight there, man. And I think he needs to just show certain people in the States that look, he's AJ, you know.
Mm. Should be interesting. I mean, I'm just intrigued to know who will be his next opponent because somebody mentioned Joseph Parker. He doesn't mind fighting Joseph Parker, but
Ooh,
mm,
that'll be a good fight, man. So, but
mm,
cause we've said this before, man, and look,
mm,
this is a bit off topic here, man. But the fight that I would like to see that's outside of the four horsemen
mm.
is Ruiz versus Parker 2. Like I would want to
Yes,
see that
yes,
fight. That's
yes.
that's a genuinely an
That's a
interesting
fight.
fight. Like generally
Yes.
speaking, honestly, because they fought the first time, it was tight. Obviously, Parker won, and it was in his sort of hometown, so you can argue that he obviously got the decision. But we know Ruiz, he's become champion. He's a completely different fighter now. He's obviously been training with Canelo's team, I believe, Eddie Reynoso. I don't know if that's still continuing, but he
Mm.
looked in good shape. Obviously, you can argue about the Areola fight, but regardless, you look at Ruiz, he still looks good. I think them two should just run it back, man. Even though this is a bit off topic, man, but that would be an interesting fight to run back. Ruiz versus Parker 2.
Where would they run it though? Would they do it here in the UK or would they do it in the States?
It would have to be in the States for me, man. I think that fight would have to be in the States, man, for me personally. It just seems like one of those fights that, yeah, it would be good in the States, man. In the UK, I think we need it's a tough one, man. In the UK, man, would you run that back in the UK? Would you?
Mm,
Where would you
maybe
do
not.
it?
No, I'll probably do it
Yeah,
in
of
America
course.
because
Yes,
obviously Parker's with the
would it?
zone, and
Yeah,
it just makes sense there. And obviously, Andrew Ruiz has got a big fan base in America, obviously, because he was the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world.
so you can bring
So,
them Mexicans.
that should
Exactly.
be
So
interesting.
he's nice on that end.
Just had a thought: if Miller won't be able to fight AJ, maybe Chris Ariola could fight AJ, and they could do that in the States.
Ooh,
That'd
yes,
be
yes,
interesting. Yeah.
cause you see the way you're talking is like you're talking like you should be a promoter, cause like you're coming with some
Nah, I'm
some
just,
some top ideas, cause
I'm
honestly.
thinking about what the fans would want to see. Do you know what I mean? Because right about now, the fans are excited about Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury, like in terms of heavyweight division. It will be interesting to also see Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryan, but we all know what the outcome is going to be anyway. But
Yeah,
it's just like it's the Fury and Dillian for me, man. At the moment, it's the Fury and Dillian for me. Like I just want to see. I want to watch that fight, and I can't wait. I'm just listen. I'm gassed. I'm so excited. I'm just literally. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. Like literally, the day when
mm.
the fight is on, yeah, bro, I'm gonna switch off my phone. I'm gonna watch the fight.
Cause we
Yeah,
have to, man. Not just you, man.
yeah,
I echo those thoughts as well, man. And cause
yeah.
obviously we're coming up to that period as well, man.
Mm,
We spent a good, 18 minutes to chat about this
mm,
this tremendous fight. But there's a
mm,
fight that I personally, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm looking forward to it. Probably
mm,
in the
mm,
UK, it's not gonna be promoted just as much, but at Touch Gloves Boxing, we're
mm,
global. We're not just UK based. We like to do things in the States, so we talk about stuff in the States as well. And this fight is going to be huge for the blue ribbon division, which is not the heavyweight division, of course, but it's the welterweight division. The unification awaits is
mm,
Spence Jr., The Truth versus
mm,
Ugás. So it's for
mm.
the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA
Yeah.
titles. Three out of the four titles
Mm.
is on the line. Cause like, what's your general thoughts about this fight, man?
I generally don't know. I would say the truth because obviously everybody's expecting Spence to win, but we can't overlook you guys. I mean, look when he fought Pacquiao. Before they even fought, everyone thinking, this guy's a fake champion. Look how he controlled the fight.
Done the
He
job.
controlled it. He
Done the job.
controlled it easy. He just controlled the fight. And with Spence, obviously he's been inactive. Last time he fought was what, 2020?
Yes, 2 years, man. If I'm not
Do you know
two
what I
years
mean?
out the ring. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I can only judge by who's been more active and who wants it more. Really, can I see a knockout in this fight? No, not really. I can see it going to points,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong.
But if
I
he
could
was
be
a
wrong.
betting man,
Mm,
so let's say you had, let's put a scenario for you. Let's say
mm,
you had, I don't know, $20. You're on the
mm.
stage. Who are you betting that $20 on, man?
Well, I'm not a betting man. I'm sorry, I can't.
No,
I don't
no,
bet.
fair enough,
Yeah,
man. No,
I'm just. I'm
fair enough,
from a
man.
fan's point of view.
Mm,
I Spence is the bigger name, right? Because obviously
yeah,
everyone wants to see Spence and Crawford.
Crawford,
But
yeah,
then Ugas, yeah, he could ruin the party. It could be
trust me.
Ugas and Crawford. It could be Ugas who wins all the belts. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I've said it time after time. Yeah, with boxing, anything's possible. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I mean, look what's going on now. Anything can happen. You know. So I'm saying it's going to be a close one. I would say I could see Spence winning because his hometown, home advantage. He's the A side. He holds more belts,
yep,
but we don't know what Ugas is going to bring underneath your sleeve.
you're
Ugas
100% right.
could knock out Errol Spence.
The truth. You know what's so mad? Like, it's so touching that obviously Dylan is the body snatcher.
Mm,
That's his alias. But you know who was the original body snatcher, man?
mm,
Obviously, whoever follows the socials on Touch Gloves, you'll know that Errol Spence, man, he was the original body snatcher. Like, he's been with these body shots. There's a reason why he will cause a problem, man. And look, you guys, for me, he's an incredible man. I'm not gonna lie, he's tremendous. I love the way he carried himself, throughout the press conference as well. Um, I feel that he's gonna be a tough challenge, and I feel that this fight is between two out of the three best in the welterweight, and I respect both guys for accepting this fight. I respect
mm.
both guys for saying, you know what, I've got two straps, Errol Spence. You guys is that I've got a strap. Let's come together. Let's make a unification bout. You guys, I respect him. The fact that he's defending his title in Errol Spence's hometown, AT&T Stadium. That's basically Errol Spence's hometown here, man. So
Mm.
you guys potentially could go to AT&T Stadium, like what um what what's his name? What Spence did when he went to the UK, went to Sheffield
Sheffield's. Yeah.
United, you know what I mean? Bramall Lane and beat
Mm.
Kel. Cuz this is what greatness is about, man. And you have to appreciate both warriors for risking it all in the line just for our entertainment and just so we can be that step closer to seeing an undisputed welterweight champion. Cuz, like, has there been an undisputed welterweight champion in a minute?
It's been a minute, I think, but if I'm honest with you, I'm not too hyped about there being an undisputed champion because, again, the winner of this fight, will they challenge Crawford? Or, because they're both champions, there's probably a rematch clause that we don't know about. I don't know. So I'm not too gassed up about it. I'm not too
You know why
until.
I'm not gonna lie. You know why I'm gassed up, cuz man. Sorry to cut you off. The reason why I'm gassed up is whoever wins this fight will be the big fish of the division. So, regardless of Terence Crawford being sort of high up in the pound for pound rankings, whoever wins this fight will have three out of the four titles. So, regardless, if Terence Crawford genuinely wants it, he would have to accept the demands of the big fish, who has three out of the four titles in the division. So,
Mm,
cuz I just think that this fight is so important for the division because whoever wins this will be the big fish, will be the
mm.
man. will be the man who is the A side to any negotiations moving forward, man. And I think that this is really important for the division, in my opinion.
So the, when we do eventually have an undisputed welterweight champion, is that person going to move up a weight once they've
Yeah,
cleared the
definitely,
division? So
definitely,
what weight do you
definitely.
think? What division is this champion going to move into?
I've said this, yeah, and this is
Mm,
a very controversial thing, and I've said this. I believe I don't know how it's gonna happen. It could be in catch weight, but I believe Errol Spence Jr. the Truth will fight Canelo at some point. Them two will fight. I feel that Errol Spence, he's just doing a job. He wants to clear out the division, he wants to get all
mm,
the belts, but he's looking to move up. Maybe move up to 154, but I believe he'll move up to middleweight, 160, because I feel that in terms of where he wants to be as a
yeah,
fighter, as a sort of name in boxing, he's chasing greatness. And I've seen him a few times at Canelo's fights as well. If you
yeah,
clock on, I think he's also thinking in his mind, one day I'm gonna fight this guy, man, because welterweight is a division that he struggles to. I'm not saying he like struggles in a negative way, but
mm,
he's getting to the point where
yeah,
like I'm this weight is a bit, let me move up, man. Do you know what I mean? I think he's getting to that point eventually.
yeah. I was gonna say, wouldn't you say he should challenge Charlo, but obviously they're under the same umbrella and they've got the same coach, so that won't happen.
No,
But
they split.
maybe if Crawford moves up to middleweight, he can challenge Charlo or Canelo.
Yeah, cause I think Crawford, what he wants to do, and I've seen a few things online that Crawford wants to challenge Charlo for one of his titles. You can
Mm,
look at the winner of Brian Castagna and Charlo next. If something
ooh,
doesn't come up, do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
these fights can potentially happen, and this is why you got to respect the likes of Crawford. You got to respect Spence. You got to respect these fighters for wanting to be great and take on these challenges, man. The only problem is, I understand why both parties are sort of having a case against each other. I'm talking about Crawford and I'm talking about Spence, man. Obviously, Spence is saying, "I do the tickets. Look what I'm doing." Because you seen what he's doing at AT&T Stadium. That's his home, basically.
I completely
That's
understand.
that is his
But
home.
but it's the
Like
thing.
he sells that out.
It all comes down to money at the end of the day because look, we as boxing fans don't really care about the negotiation. Yes, it's annoying, but we just want to see the best fight the best.
Yeah,
We want to see A fight B, and then we want to see who the real A is. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
regardless, tickets, who does tickets, this and that. End of the day, like, look, I know. Let's just say if Spence wins all the belts, and then he challenges Crawford, yes, he's going to be the A side, but the outcome might be a bit different.
No, yeah, of
The
course,
outcome might
cause
be different. The
that's
outcome
why
might be
boxing is
different.
excellent.
You
That's
know,
why boxing is tremendous.
yeah.
Cause like we've
And
seen
the
craziness.
thing will be them two fighting Crawford and Spence, no rematch clause, and then the winner gets the challenge. I don't know, Canelo.
Yes, man. That's music to my ears right now, man. We as that sort of boxing fans, we just want to see great fights. We want to see fighters, create moments that give us great emotion. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
we've seen some great moments in boxing. We've seen
Mm,
guys move up in divisions. We've obviously seen the likes of Manny Pacquiao move up 8 divisions. We've seen
mm,
someone do something incredible in Roy Jones Jr. He's been able to go up from 154, like 154. He's been able to move up all the way to heavyweight and win a world title. No one's done that before, cuz man. So there's fighters that are chasing these sort of legacies, these greatness, these great feats, man. So I'm just excited, man, to see two top fights, cuz man, and obviously I'm so sorry, man. Like the way we're just running through topics, man. Like it's crazy. We're
that's all right.
coming up to the end of the show, man. Of course, man. And look, cuz
Mm,
before we sort of go and before we sort of wrap up with the show, I just wanted to ask you just before you go, cuz man, just generally speaking, Fury, White, are you still sitting in the fence?
Do you know what? Yes, yes, I'm still sitting in the fence. It could go either way. It could go either way. It comes down to who's hungry on the day. It comes down to who wants it more. I mean, look, Fury, even though he calls Dylan a bum, he's going to take him serious. You know, look, end of the Fury's trainer's coming down. Fury's in camp now. He has to take, every opponent you fight, you have to take him serious. You can't just, do you know what I mean? Dylan, we haven't heard nothing from Dylan. We know for a fact Dylan's training. All he's
Yeah,
doing is training. So it just comes down to from round one, bruv, we're going to see blows to blows to blows. And may the best man win. May the best man win. But if it's a draw, they could possibly run it back. But mate, this April the 23rd, I cannot wait.
trust me, cannot wait. Look, I think that should be the sort of the slogan for the end of the show. Cannot wait, cause
Trust me.
obviously we're coming up to the end of the show, of course. So
Mm.
big up for those who viewed in, and big up those who subscribe to the channel as well. If you're watching this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure as well that you share it to your friends, man. If you genuinely think that, you know what, this is great content, this is great boxing content, share it to your friends. Share your feedback as well, because your feedback allows us to grow, man. But cuz I don't want to take your shine, I want you to be Mr. Sports Entertainment. Wrap up the show for us, cuz man. How are you gonna end this, man?
Ladies and gents, be tremendous. April the 23rd. Ooh, I cannot wait. I'll go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly Tre. This is Touch Class Boxing. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we are out.
Jeez, the peace.